Okay, 15th question. They want the equation of normal. So we have to find the slope of the normal first. dy by dx 3x square minus 8x. X is given as 2, so 3 into 2 square minus 8 into 2 minus 4. Yeah. So now this is slope of tangent. Slope of normal will be minus 1 by minus 4, which is 1 by 4. So y minus y1 equal to slope into x minus x. They asked only slope. So slope of normal is equal to minus 1 by dy by dx. Okay, the equation of tangent is, they already gave tangent. They are asking at what should be the k for it to be tangent. Okay. So their tangent slope is minus of in 18th question. Huh? We don't know, but we know dy by dx at that point. Okay. X plus 2y equal to k. This is a tangent, means your slope is minus of. So indirectly, if I take the point as x1 comma y1, okay, dy by dx at x1 y1 should be minus of. I'll assume x1 y1 is point of contact. So basically, we have to just find where is the point, what is the point where slope of the tangent is minus of. So when you differentiate it, what will come? Dy by dx is equal to cos x plus y, derivative is minus sine x plus y, into derivative inner part is 1 plus dy by dx. But dy by dx is minus of, substitute it. This is minus of, this is minus sine x plus y into 1 minus of. That is 1 by 2. This is minus of, cancel. You will get sine x plus y should be 1. Not just sine x plus y is equal to 1. They mentioned x is between minus 1 and 1 plus pi. Minus 1 less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 1 plus pi. Yeah. We'll talk about x and y later. Sin x plus y, whenever it is 1, definitely cos x plus y, is it 0? Whenever sin x plus y is 1, cos x plus y is 0, right? Yes or no? Okay. One may say sin x plus y equal to 1 means x plus y can be pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, or 7 pi by 9 pi by 2. So many options are there. Okay. You don't have to worry. Whenever sin x plus y is 1, cos x plus y is 0. Put that back in the curve, you will get y equal to 0, isn't it? What is y? Cos x plus y in the question, and that is 0. So you already got y coordinate is 0 now. Put that y equal to 0 back, you will get sin x is equal to 1. Okay. So sin x is 1 and x should be between minus 1 to 1 plus pi. I don't know why they gave, you can give 0 to pi or something. It's okay. Sin x is 1 at pi by 2, right? And pi by 2 is there well within this. So I can take x equal to pi by 2. Okay, so x is pi by 2 and y is 0 will satisfy the given equation. And at that point, slope of the tangent is minus of. And now we have to find equation. Or just put it in the equation. So now take x plus 2y equal to k. This is pi by 2. This is 2 times 0. So k is pi by 2. Okay. Here somebody may have a confusion. They did not even give the point of contact and they're asking about this. They gave you indirectly slope of the tangent. So from the slope, you can find the point. The curve here is sine y is equal to x into sine pi by 3 plus y. At x equal to 0, they wanted normal. Okay. When you put x equal to 0, directly you will get sine y equal to 0. But if sine y is 0, what is y? Y equal to 0 is one option. All y equal to pi and 2 pi, they are also options, but in the options, all are passing the origin. So nothing wrong with take. Now to find, you can have 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, so on, but I'm taking this based on the options. Now if I differentiate this cos y dy by dx, x into derivative of this is cos pi by 3 plus y into dy by dx. This into derivative of this is 1 into sine pi by 3 plus 1. Now I put x0 and y0. Cos 0 into dy by dx. X0 means this whole thing is 0 plus sine pi by 3 plus 0. Dy by dx will come root 3 by 2 sine 60. Actually, it will come every time. One may say, why should I take y0? If I take y pi, what will happen? Same answer. Because when you take y pi, here will get pi, here will get pi. Cos pi is minus 1. Sine pi plus pi by 3 is minus root 3 by 2. Again, minus will cancel. You will get same thing. Okay. Your point may change. Okay, but the slope of the tangent doesn't change. Okay. So if somebody is interested, when x coordinate is 0, what is y? Y can be 0, y can be pi, and y can be 2 pi, and y can be 3 pi. All these are there. But at all of them, slope of the tangent is root 3 by 2 only, everywhere. Then what is the equation? You can take y minus 0 equal to root 3 by 2 into x minus 0. If I take pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, different answers may come. So you'll get y equal to root 3x by 2. If somebody want in general, what is the answer? You can write n pi where n belongs to z. You can take n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, all are answers. Okay. But right now we take n equal to 0, you'll get y equal to root 3x by 2. Okay, so this is the solution after taking 0, comma 0, but in general, y equal to root 3x, root 3 by 2x plus n pi, n belongs to z is always a solution. Oh, they wanted normal, right? Sorry, I found the tangent, so let me find the normal. Normal is minus 2 by root 3. So for tangent is root 3 by means minus 1 by dy by dx is minus 2 by root 3. So that will be root 3y equal to minus 2x. 2x plus root 3y equal to 0. So tangent normal, I don't think is a difficult topic. It's quite easy topic. Sometimes the point is given directly. Sometimes x coordinate is given. You have to find y coordinate, and then you have to do that. 20. 23. You're asking? You're normal to x equals 5 by 6. Yeah, first of all, you simplify by using trigonometry. How to simplify? Write sin x as cos 90 plus x with a minus. It look on like 1 minus cos theta by 1 plus cos theta. It look on tan theta by 2. Then it will easy. So it will come finally simply pi by 4 plus x by 2 or something will come. And I think derivative will be 1 by 2. All right, 21. Uh, 24, they gave a curve. The point on the curve so that the tangent has a slope 2 by 3, then the point through which normal at p passes. Okay, fine. They gave dy by dx is 2 by 3. They did not give the point. We have to find the point where the dy by dx is 2 by 3. What is the derivative of 1, 0? Derivative of this is derivative of root 4x minus 3 is 1 by 2 root 4x minus 3. Quiet please. Derivative of inner part is 4. When I simplify, I'll get root of 4x minus 3 equal to 3. 4x minus 3 equal to 9. 4x equal to 12 and x equal to 3. Okay, so the point where slope of the tangent is 2 by 3, the x coordinate is 3. If somebody wants y, put it in the curve. 1 plus square root of 4 into 3 minus 3. That is 1 plus 3, which is 4. Okay, the point on the curve where the slope of the tangent is 2 by 3. Right. X coordinate is 3, y coordinate is 4, and this is slope means minus 1 by dy by dx is minus 3 by 2. All right. So what is the equation of normal at this point? Y minus y coordinate is 4 minus 3 by 2 into x coordinate is 3. Right. Okay. So see, in the beginning question, they gave the point and they're asking equation of tangent, slope of tangent, easy. Now they are giving slope of tangent or slope of normal, they're asking the point. So you find dy by dx equal to whatever number they gave, you make it x coordinate or y coordinate or one of them. Okay, right? Okay, now you know the point, you know slope of tangent, you know slope of normal. This is the equation of the normal. 2y minus 8 equal to minus 3x plus 9. 3x plus 2y minus 17 equal to 0. Now you have to substitute the options and see here, because they asked which of the following point lies on the normal at this point. So you have to take each option and substitute it. Okay. You cannot do this question by objective method. All this work has to be done, and you take each option and you have to substitute here, right? They did not ask normal. They asked which of the following point lies on this normal. 1 comma 7 is it satisfying? Yes. Okay. So from the options, 1 comma 7 is right. Yes. Please don't talk. Can you come to the first bench? Come to the first bench. So many of you have maths material either to print on your own or to here. But still, if somebody wants, you can go to staff room anytime. You can ask for it and take it. Okay, already completed? Okay, 27. Passing through the point. Okay, not at the point, but it is at the point only. Okay, y equal to x e power x square is a curve. 20th one. You can ask doubt in the next class. Tomorrow I'll discuss. If somebody practice first 20 or 25 questions, you want to ask any doubts, you can ask me tomorrow in the class. I'll discuss all the doubts. Okay, they said normally when they ask find the tangent to this passing through the point need not be on this curve. Okay, I said the curve can be like this and point can be outside and the tangent can pass through that. Okay, but even though here they said that this point is lying on the curve itself here. All right, so I'm sure they must be asking tangent at only. Okay, it's passing through what else? Okay, so the point given is 1 comma e. Just find dy by dx. X into derivative e power x square is e power x square into derivative x square is 2x. E power x square into derivative x is 1. Now when you substitute x equal to 1, dy by dx will come 2e plus e, which is 3. Okay, the slope of the tangent is this now. So what is the equation of tangent? Y minus e, this is a point, equal to 3e into x minus 1. So y minus e is equal to 3ex minus 3. 3ex minus y minus 2e equal to 0. Now you see which option is satisfying again. Okay, so they did not say tangent at 1 comma e, but 1 comma e is on the curve, so it is tangent at 1 comma e only. We found the tangent. Let us substitute each option. Four by three comma two by e, is it satisfying? Yes. Okay. 4 by 3 comma 2e is from the options which is satisfying this tangent. All right. Any doubt regarding 27? In future, nobody should sit here. You should sit in a position where it's well comfortable to see. Okay. Okay, what is this question? Let S be the set of all values of x for which the tangent to the curve is parallel to the line segment joining this and this. Oh. Okay, some curve we don't even know exact shape, but doesn't matter. One point on that is 1 minus 1 comma f of minus 1, 1 comma f of 1. Okay, they got 2 points on a curve which is y equal to f of x. You join them. Okay, you'll get a chord. Parallel to that, there is a point where the tangent is parallel to this chord. Then they're asking what are that point. There will be two answers, because if the curve is somewhat like this, here also is okay. Okay, so they gave this and this. This is a chord. Parallel to that chord, there is a tangent. What is the point of contact? It can be this or this. There are two such tangents. At least if figure is like this. As with the set of all values of x for which the tangent to this is a parallel to the line segment joining these two. Okay. Of course, even Lagrange's mean value theorem is somewhat based on this, that there will be a point C where f dash C is f of b minus f of a by b minus c. But still, we have to really find the tangent slope. So let us really find what is the curve given. F of x is equal to x cube minus x square minus 2x. What is the slope of this? F of 1 minus f of minus 1 by 1 minus minus 1. This is the slope of the chord AB. What is f of 1? When I put 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, it is minus 2. When I put minus 1, it is 1 minus 1, 0 plus 2 by 2. Minus 4 by 2 is minus 2. Okay. So slope of the chord joining given 2 points, or the line segment joining given points is minus 2. Huh? Therefore, minus 1 is 0. This is minus 1. This is also minus 1. That is plus 2 or 0. Thank you. Therefore, 1 is minus 2. Okay, fine. Then it will be minus 1. So you have to simply equate f dash x equal to minus 1 if you want to know the point where tangent is parallel to this. That is 3x square minus 2x minus 2 equal to minus 1. This is a quadratic equation. 3x square minus 2x minus 1 equal to 0. That is x minus 1 into 3x plus 1 equal to 0. X is equal to minus 1 by 3 or 1. That's all, nothing much. See, it's some chapters you don't have to remember much of formulas and all that. Okay, they're very easy. And like for example, here, really find the slope of the chord and see at which point the tangent is parallel to that. Very simple question given in 2019. Okay, I think both rate measure and tangents and normal both are very easy topics. But the thing is, after classes, you have to try on your own. In the class, everything appears easy, and actually they are easy, but you have to practice and see the same formula using this way, that way, and all that. All right. Okay, 33. Okay, 33. There are two statements. What is statement one? The function that is about differentiability. One is about angle. So, okay. Minimum of x comma x square, that is a function. If we take x square and y equal to x, okay, they'll intersect at 0 comma 0 and 1 comma 0. If we take minimum of these two, here this line is below the curve, but here the curve is below the line and again line. Okay, this is the final one, where this is x, this is x square, this is x, this is 1, this is 0. Up to 0, the function is x because x is minimum than x square. Between 0 to 1, x square is minimum, and after 1, x is minimum. You can easily see it's continuous and it's not differentiable here and here, because here the right hand derivative is 0, left hand derivative is minus 1. Here the right hand derivative is 1 and left hand derivative is something else. Okay. From the figure only you can say the tangent here is different from this, the tangent here is different from this. It is not differentiable. So at 2 points it is not differentiable, which are 0 and 1. And they said it is not differentiable at 1, it is right. The second statement is related to this topic. The smaller angle between the tangents to the curve at x and x square. At this point, I wanted what is the angle between the two curves. Okay. So y equal to x square, what is dy by dx? 2x. And dy by dx at x equal to 1 is 2. So this slope is 1 and the tangent slope is 2. I want angle between them. That is tan theta equal to mod 2 minus 1 by 1 plus 2 into 1, m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. From that, we will get 1 by 3. Okay. That itself tells that it is not differentiable, because if differentiable, both should have been same slope and angle between them should come 0. So the statement is explanation or not, we don't have to worry here. We have to just see whether statement 1 is correct or not, statement 2 is correct or not. Okay, 36, very simple question. They gave two curves. They asked what is the angle between the curves. In first year intermediate, we have one separate exercise on angle between the curves. Very, very easy question given in 2019. 2 plus x square is a curve like this. And 10 minus x square is a curve like this. This is 2 plus x square. This is 10 minus x square. Where they're intersecting, try to solve. 10 minus x square is equal to 2 plus x square. 2x square equal to 8, x square equal to 4, x equal to plus or minus 2. This is 2 and this is minus 2. Okay, now this is 2 comma 8, no 2 comma 6. All if once you found point of intersection, find slope or tangent to first curve, slope or tangent to second curve, and then you can find angle between them. So if you take y equal to 2 plus x square, dy by dx is 2x, and that is 2 into 2, 4 at this present point. When you take y equal to 10 minus x square, dy by dx is minus 2x, which is minus 2 into 2, which is minus 4. Now angle between them, tan theta equal to 4 minus minus 4 by 1 plus 4 into minus 4. Just find of intersection first. Find dy by dx at that point to the first curve, dy by dx at that point to the second curve, and then tan theta equal to mod m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2, which is 8 by minus 7, which is 8 by 7. No, not 7, 50. So tan inverse 8 by 15. Mod tan theta is 8 by 15 is also. Because there can be acute angle, obtuse angle. So when you take the mod, it covers acute angle or posterior. Completed 36, everyone? Okay, 39, they gave a curve. They gave one point on the curve 1, comma 1. They're asking at that point when you draw the normal, will it meet the same curve once again? If it is some other question, I would have really found the normal and would have tried to solve. But I'll try to do this question in a different way. If you actually separate it, the equation that they gave, it is actually x plus 3y into x minus y equal to 0. It is not just a curve, any specific curve, it is a pair of straight lines. You take y equal to x, okay, and y equal to minus x by 3. Okay. If you construct properly what is y equal to x and what is minus x by 3 with proper slope, for example, at minus 3, this height will be 1, like that you should draw. Okay. Now, if you take 1 comma 1 and really draw the normal there, you can easily see it is intersecting the curve again at another point, and that point is in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. You can easily, that's all. The normal to the curve at 1 comma 1 will meet the curve again where? Fourth quadrant. If you don't want to do it from the figure, you have to really find the normal and solve with the curve. If you find the normal, this slope will come 1, this slope will come minus 1. So this will come x plus y equal to 2. This is a normal. All right. No? Why x plus y equal to 0? 1 plus 1, 2, man. This is x minus y equal to 0. That is tangent equation. They asked normal equation. X plus y equal to, correct. And try to solve this. That means with the given equation, if you try to solve, you will get 1 comma 1 one solution. You will also get some other solution as put y equal to minus x by 3, minus 4x by 3, minus 3 by 2. Minus 3 by 2 and 1 by 2 will come. Is it right? No, something wrong. 2x by 3, sorry. 2x by 3 means 2, x is 3. You will get 3 comma minus 1 will come. Okay. When you really find, without figure and all that, you really find at 1 comma 1 what is the slope of the tangent, it will come 1. What is the slope of the normal, you will get minus 1. You find the equation of normal, you get x plus y equal to 2. This and the given equation eliminate y, you will get a quadratic equation in terms of x, you will get 2x values. One of them will come 1 itself. One more solution will come, which is 3. When you substitute that 3, you will get y coordinate as minus 1. Okay. So 3 comma minus 1 is that other point. And we can see that in the fourth quadrant. Okay. But if you see, visualize the figure, it is more easy. Is it okay? If somebody doesn't have the material with you, or not looking at the question, you are only listening to me, you may not be able to understand. I don't have time to write the question here. The reason we gave material is that we have to do in revision, we have to do more questions. Okay. So if I dictate the question and you write, it will take a lot of time. So I'm assuming that you are reading the question and I'm only explaining some part of the question and doing. Okay, I have to explain a little bit about Rolle's theorem and Lagrange's mean value theorem and then come back and explain, do this question. Okay. Okay. What does the Rolle's theorem says? Please listen. A function should be defined in closed interval a to b. It can be defined more than that also. Let us not worry. Okay, let me not even write this. F of a and f of b should be equal. For that, a and b should be in the domain of the question, first of all. They should be defined and they should be equal. And in closed interval a to b, f should be continuous. F is continuous. And in open interval a to b, f should be differentiable. At b, it is differentiable or not differentiable, doesn't matter. At a, it is differentiable or not differentiable, doesn't matter. But between a and b, everywhere it should be differentiable. If something satisfies these three conditions, definitely there will be a point C where f dash C is equal to 0 and C belongs to open interval a to b. Okay. Definitely there will be a point C between a and b where f dash C is 0. Okay. There can be more than one C, but there will be at least one C. Okay. We can prove this, but how to geometrically prove this is very easy. At a and at b, if the function values are same, and in between the function is continuous and differentiable, definitely it should have a maximum point or it should have a minimum point. At maximum, the derivative is 0, and at minimum also the derivative is 0. Okay. One may say, no, what if it is like this? It has a maximum point, but their derivative is not 0. It is not even satisfying the conditions of Rolle's theorem. Between a to b, it is continuous, but it is not differentiable. Okay. You will not be able to give an example which is violating Rolle's theorem. Rolle's theorem is correct. If somebody is giving an example, that example may not be on satisfying the conditions of Rolle's theorem. Either this may not be happening, or this may not be happening, or this may not be happening. For a curve, if all these are happening, this will happen. All right, that is Rolle's theorem. That's all. Sometimes in the exam, they simply ask, what is the C of Rolle's theorem for this function? They may simply ask that much. We may understand what is this C they're talking about. Is this f dash C equal to 0? So simply find derivative equal to 0, you'll get a C value. We may get many C, but accept that C which is in A to B. Okay, which is outside A to B is not okay for the present question. Lagrange's mean value theorem. I'm not going to discuss the proof of either Rolle's theorem or Lagrange's mean value. I may give geometrical interpretation. Lagrange's mean value theorem doesn't need a condition that f of A equal to f of B. We need only two conditions. In closed interval A to B, f should be continuous. In open interval A to B, f should be differentiable. This is continuous and this is differentiable. Then definitely there exists a C such that f dash C is equal to f of B minus f of A by B minus A. Actually, it can be properly proved by Rolle's theorem, but I will just give a geometrical interpretation. If a curve is there and this point is A comma f of A, this point is B A comma f of B. This f of B minus f of A by B minus A is nothing but slope of this chord joining these two. Definitely, there will be some point where the tangent is parallel to this. Because with respect to that chord, either curve is like this or like this. So if you keep on drawing parallel lines, somewhere or other it should touch the curve. Okay, somewhere here also should touch the curve. There, the slope of the tangent will be nothing but slope of this chord, right? So if they ask what is the C of Lagrange's mean value theorem for so and so function, they will give you A and B. Really find this number, find f dash C and equate it. You will get some C value. Okay. Sometimes it can be used in some other way. What is that? They can tell a function is continuous and differentiable. You may not even know the function. They'll just tell it continuous and differentiable. And they may tell f dash C is always greater than or equal to 20. Okay, the derivative of the not f dash C, f dash x is always greater than or equal to 20. They may tell f of 2 is some 9 and f of 4, what is the minimum value? They can ask. I may say, I don't even know the function. Not an issue. According to Lagrange's mean value theorem, f dash x, there should exist an x such that f dash x is equal to f of 4 minus f of 2 by 4 minus 2. Now in that, I know 4, I know 2, I know f of 2, but I don't know this. But it is equal to this. This has a limitation. This is greater than or equal to 20. This is greater than or equal to 20. Even this also should be greater than or equal to 20. So now if you send this one here, this one that side, you'll get f of 4 is greater than or equal to f of 2 plus 40. Okay. 2 into 20, 40. F of 2 is 9, so you'll get 14. Right? Okay. So this is using Lagrange's theorem. Sometimes we have few questions here in JEE Mains. We have very few questions of this sort, but there are there. In JEE Advanced exam, quite a few times questions were asked based on this Lagrange's mean value theorem like this. So we can also give a simple explanation for this little common sense example where without writing much you'll be able to tell. Okay. A particle is going in a straight line motion in one direction. At t equal to 2 seconds, it is at 9 meters displacement. Okay. And from there, it is always going with a speed which is more than 20 meter per second. The minimum speed is 20. It can oscillate, it can accelerate, and all that means not oscillate, it can accelerate or decelerate, but doesn't matter. But the velocity is never coming down less than 20. It is going above that. Okay. Now, tell me at 4 seconds where you will be. So if he travels with 20, he will travel 40 units because he's traveling for 2 seconds. Already at 9, if he's traveling for 2 seconds with the minimum speed 20, he will be at 49. If he, in between, if he increase the speed anytime, will be beyond that. Okay. So I can simple common sense, I can say at t equal to 4 seconds, his displacement will be minimum 49. It can be more than that. That question, this question, same only. Right? Okay. So you can do by formula like this, or if you understand theoretical, you can also do that. Okay. Some questions are there. When we discuss questions in tomorrow's class, we will discuss all that. But at least 1 to 30 or 25. Okay. Try to complete today in this chapter. We'll discuss doubts tomorrow.